The magic of compound interest. Why waiting costs you millions. Imagine planting a single seed that grows into a tree, and that tree keeps producing more seeds, which turn into even more trees. That's the power of compound interest. Your money not only works for you, but also recruits new money to work alongside it. The earlier you start, the more time this money snowball has to grow into something massive. But here's the catch. Waiting just a few years to begin could cost you millions over your lifetime. In this video, we'll break down why compound interest is called the eighth wonder of the world, and how you can use it to build wealth that lasts. So before we start, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. 1. What compound interest really means. Compound interest is often described as interest on interest, but the truth goes much deeper. Imagine you put $1,000 in an account with a 10% annual return. After 1 year, you don't just earn $100 in interest, you also earn interest on that $100 in the following years. This snowball effect is what makes compound interest so powerful. Unlike simple interest, which grows in a straight line, compound interest grows exponentially, meaning the longer it runs, the faster it multiplies. Albert Einstein reportedly called it the eighth wonder of the world because of how dramatically it transforms small sums into massive wealth over time. To visualize this, think of it like a snowball rolling down a hill. At first, it's tiny, but as it rolls, it gathers more snow, and before you know it, it's huge. This principle applies to your money too, provided you allow enough time for the compounding process to work. The key ingredient here is time, because the earlier you start, the more years you give your money to keep doubling and growing. That's why even small, consistent contributions can build into millions if left untouched for decades. 2. The power of starting early. One of the most underestimated factors in wealth building is when you start. Two people can invest the same amount, but end up with wildly different results depending on when they began. Let's consider Sarah and John. Sarah invests $200 per month starting at age 20, and she does it consistently until she's 30, then stops. John, on the other hand, waits until age 30 to begin and invests $200 per month all the way until retirement at 65. Who ends up richer? Surprisingly, Sarah, even though she invested for only 10 years, ends up with more money than John, who invested for 35 years. Why? Because Sarah gave her money extra years to compound. The early start meant that her dollars had more time to generate returns on returns. This is why financial experts emphasize the phrase, time in the market beats timing the market. Waiting even 5 or 10 years can literally cost you millions in lost growth. The biggest mistake young people make is thinking they don't have enough money to invest yet, when in reality, even small amounts matter more than large sums invested later. 3. The mathematics of compounding. At the heart of compounding lies a simple but powerful formula, where A is the final amount, P is the principal investment, R is the annual interest rate, N is the number of times interest is compounded per year, and T is the number of years. This formula may look intimidating, but it's the key to unlocking exponential growth. The most important factor here is not the interest rate, it's the time, T. For example, investing $10,000 at 7% annual return compounded yearly becomes $76,122 in 30 years. But in 40 years, that same investment grows to $149,744, nearly doubling just because of an extra 10 years. This is why compounding is sometimes called a money multiplier. The frequency of compounding also matters. Interest that compounds daily grows faster than monthly or yearly compounding because it reinvests earnings more often. Understanding this math helps you see why patience is the most profitable virtue in investing. Your returns don't just add up, they accelerate. The curve of compounding starts slow, but then skyrockets, and those who quit early or delay investing miss the most explosive phase of growth. 4. Real-life examples of compound growth. Numbers are powerful, but stories make them real. Let's say Emma invests $500 per month, starting at age 25, in an index fund averaging 8% returns annually. By the time she's 65, she will have invested $240,000 of her own money. But thanks to compounding, her portfolio will be worth over $1.5 million. Now compare that with Mark, who waits until 35 to begin investing the same $500 per month. He invests for 30 years, contributing $180,000, but his portfolio only grows to around $600,000. Even though Mark invested longer, Emma ends up with nearly 3 times more wealth simply because she started earlier. Another famous example is Warren Buffett. More than 90% of his net worth was built after his 60th birthday. Not because he suddenly became a better investor, but because his wealth had been compounding for decades. That's the magic. Compounding rewards consistency and patience far more than intelligence or timing. These examples prove that building wealth isn't about quick wins. It's about giving your money decades to work for you while you stay disciplined and avoid cashing out too soon. 5. Why waiting costs millions. The biggest danger of procrastination in investing is invisible. It's not the money you lose, but the money you never get to earn. Every year you delay, you cut off the most profitable tail end of the compounding curve. Consider 2 scenarios. Investor A starts at 20 and contributes $100 per month at 8% interest until age 60. Investor B waits until 30 and does the exact same thing. Investor A ends up with about $350,000, while Investor B finishes with only around $150,000. That 10-year delay cost B more than $200,000, even though the monthly contributions were identical. This is what financial experts call the opportunity cost of waiting. Many people say, "I'll start when I make more money." But the truth is, waiting robs you of your greatest wealth-building ally, time. Even a small early contribution beats a larger late one because compounding is less about how much you invest and more about how long your money has to grow. Waiting just a decade can literally erase millions from your future net worth. 6. Compounding beyond money. While we usually associate compounding with finances, the principle applies to other areas of life too. Knowledge compounds when you read daily and apply what you learn. Each new idea builds upon the last, creating exponential wisdom. Habits compound when small daily actions snowball into massive life changes. Health compounds when consistent exercise and good nutrition add years of energy and longevity. Relationships compound when you invest in people over time, building trust and opportunities that multiply. The compounding principle is a universal truth. Small actions, consistently applied, lead to outsized results. This perspective is crucial because it shows that wealth isn't built overnight, but through daily decisions that accumulate. Just as money compounds, so does discipline, patience, and consistency. By harnessing the compounding effect in multiple areas of your life, you accelerate personal growth alongside financial success. 7. How to leverage compound interest. To truly benefit from compound interest, you need a strategy. First, start as early as possible, no matter how small the amount. Even $50 a month invested in your 20s can snowball into 6 figures by retirement. Second, be consistent. Automate your contributions so you're investing every month without fail. Third, reinvest dividends instead of cashing them out. This is what fuels compounding, because every cent keeps working for you. Fourth, choose investments with growth potential, like index funds, exchange-traded funds, or dividend reinvestment plans. Fifth, avoid unnecessary withdrawals. Many people sabotage their compounding by pulling money out for short-term needs, but this interrupts the snowball effect. Finally, be patient. Compounding rewards time, not speed. The richest investors in history are not those who found quick wins, but those who stayed in the market for decades. Compounding is less about brilliance and more about discipline. If you liked this video and would like to see more like it, please give it the thumbs up. Leave a comment and click the button to subscribe.